So hello baby, we started our conversation on wealth from zero. We started our conversation on wealth from zero, and we've been on this since on Monday, but just want to try and see if I can finish that today. For those who have been able to join me every day, thank you. Again, I would always ask, I hope we are actually able to get something from it. Hope we are able to learn from it. So, in our conversation since we started, my only goal has just been, I need people to know that yes, regardless of where you are right now, you can actually make money from Uncle Maurice. Good evening, sir. The goal was for us to know that you can actually make money from agriculture. What was the goal? That we can make money from agriculture. You can be a farmer and be fine. You can be a farmer.
Then Isaac and his wife sent this to the house to say thank you for being kind to them. Please submitted them thank you.
So we started on Monday when I talked about the fact that for you to grow wealth, we have to start from putting in our personal funds. I spoke about the fact that you might not have enough, but it's a good place to start. Then I said, when you are doing that, you will get to a point when you have results. When you have results. And when you start having results, other people will start giving you their money happily. You don't even need to beg for it. I said, at that point, you will grow into being able to use other people's money. I spoke about that you're now growing to being able to use other people's money. That is level 2. Then yesterday, I had conversations around that. Once you have grown into using other people's money, the third level, which is even better than that, is institutional finance. And I said the reason why this is way better is because, you see, you need to then understand that other people's money will not give you peace of mind. Yes, thank you, Olawale Green. So it's other people's money may not give you that peace of mind that you so desire. They may be stressing you out and all of that. So next is you then qualify for institutional funding. And I said the biggest advantage of institutional funding is you have time. You have time. I was listening to a mentor speak this morning who was saying, they got a loan that they will use 50 years to pay back. Huge amount. And I think they are, whether is it for how many years, 5 years they give them for moratorium, because they need them to start producing profitably before they start paying back. And only financial institutions or institutional support that can give you that. A regular person, a regular bank and all of that at OPM's level would not give you that. Let me say this because I know at times a lot of people do not know. So let me just say this for those who probably don't know. A lot of us are used to the fact that bank marketers have a target they must meet, how much money they must bring in per month, per quarter, per year. But you see, what a lot of people do not know is there are those also who have a target of how much loan they must give out. How much loan they must give out. And for me, this becomes like and irony. Irony because you are saying you do not have money. On the flip side, there are institutional bodies who are saying we don't have people to give money to. You see, because the fact that you need money does not mean you qualify to be funded. The fact that you need money does not mean you qualify to be funded. So as a business, I need to start asking myself, what are those things I need to put in place that would make me qualify to be funded? That will make me as a business qualify to be funded. Hope that makes sense. Now, having said that, the next major path of funding or growing your wealth, the fourth level, but let me also say this before I go to the fourth level, is the beauty is you don't need to get to the fourth level in your growth trajectory. Even if you stop only at the third level, financially you are okay. I want to make that very clear. So even if you don't grow beyond level 3 in your financial journey, then it's fine for a daycare. You are still fine. You are still fine. Because at level 3, you are profitable, you are healthy, you are wealthy, you are fine. It will take a large level of gross mismanagement for you to ever go back to being poor. So level 3 is fine. So either there is gross mismanagement, there is a real national catastrophe, or there is some real insane targeted policy changes at the third level. That is what can get you poor. But if not, on the whole, you are fine. At the third level, you are not raising 3 million and 5 million. You are not owing 10 million and 50 million. No, at the third level, institutions are giving you $500 million, 2 billion naira, 10 billion naira as a way to support your business at level 3. And one of the things I have learned is you face more scrutiny and backlash, more insult and harassment when what you owe is low, except there is a targeted fight against you. When you owe institutions and you are saying you are not able to pay back, they invite you for a meeting. They have a conversation with you. Hi, City Veggies. They try to figure out how do we structure this thing, because you see, when you owe the bank 10 million, 3 million, 5 million, you are at level 2. At that point as a business, you are in trouble. When you owe a bank $1 billion naira, 2 billion naira, 5 billion naira, it is the bank that is in trouble, not you. Why not you? You see, because before the bank would have agreed to give you that large sum of money, before that financial institute would have agreed to give you that large sum of money, whether it is pension funds, whatever institute it is, they must have done proper background check. If they are the business-oriented companies, they would have created a pathway to hedge against the loss, either by asking you for collateral, or they have seen alternative pathways to remedy whatever they are doing with you. So they know that if for any reason you are not able to make payments, they are in trouble. So because you need to get to that point where you start realizing other people's money is not enough to give you peace of mind and sustainable growth. We need to get to that level where we are accessing institutional funding. But beyond institutional funding, there is now a fourth and final level, which is what I like to call governmental support. Notice that they don't call it governmental funding, because whomever is backed up by the government, it is hard to fail. If you follow the stories of the likes of Daddy Cosmos Maduka, the likes of Tony Elemelus, the likes of Dangote, you would realize that you cannot grow big, really commercial, high patience, without a sort of governmental support. Because you see, I hear a lot of people say things like, oh, I don't care about government, I don't care about this. If truly you are going to be big, we are not saying be political. I am not saying you need to be political. I am saying you need to understand the role of government in growth. E.g., it was publicized by me and by the state government when His Excellency Prince Dapo Abiodun visited the farm. Out of his magnanimity, he offered and gave me the C of O of the land. Do you know what it means to say, oh, we have C of O of our land? Think about what that means. It simply means that the value of the land, if for example it was 10 naira, it will appreciate automatically by over times 4 times 5 times 10. Which means automatically the valuation of the company will jump up. Because the reason why a lot of farmers have not understood is because farms basically have to be in the bush, it means that your farm in the bush, your land in the bush, is not seen as a proper sustainable collateral. So if you are a farmer and you've ever tried to take loan, try and remember the time you told them you have land is in the bush. You would notice the bank did not take it serious. Reason, unless maybe you say you have oil palm or something on the land. Because what the banks looks at is how easy will it be to flip this should ship hit the fan. If they cannot easily flip it to make back or recover their funding, then it is not seen as a real asset. But governmental support gave me the CEO of the land. Automatically, I can't count how many banks, okay, I can count how many banks that came to us to say, hey, do you need this kind of loan? We can give you up to this, I can give you up to this, I can give you up to this. I even started getting offers via mail. Because suddenly, the land now has value because of the CFO. And anything on the land, whether it is building, whatever we have put on the land, suddenly appreciated in value. Because the buildings are now on a land that has CFO. This is why, because you need to understand, there are things you need the government for. There are times to say, oh, I am not saying be political. You can be apolitical. You can be apolitical. You can say, oh, you don't even need to like them. Because a single policy on paper can change the trajectory of your business. A single policy on paper can be the difference between a profitable and a failed farm. I'll give an example. Another example, a simple one. A lot of people has been complaining that the price of rice has dropped, so farmers are crying. Some are even saying, not just as the price of rice dropped and farmers are crying, price of maize too is dropping, farmers are wailing. Now, I know for a fact that that did not happen by happenstance. Remember, I have always said this. Please send a DM again, I will check. I don't know if I got it. You know, I've always said this, that the only thing that can cause a revolution in a nation, the only thing that can really cause like people go all out on the street and really fight, not caring about anything that can happen to them, is hunger. Every other issues that you think you have, there are people that will just say, well, I'm tired, Jerry, let's go home. So whatever we have a sustained fight that can topple government, it will stem from hunger. Go and read my conversation. I talked about, when I talked about farmers, you must differentiate whether you are growing for national security or food security. You know, I talked about that you must decide whether you are a business or you are growing for national security. That was when I had that conversation, to break it down. And when government started realizing that, oh, They are coming out every day to say we are doing a lot, we are doing a lot, we are doing a lot, we are doing a lot. What is the question people keep asking? When the government says, oh, see how much we have done, how much of the economy we have recovered, how much money we have saved, see the dollar, this thing is coming down and all of that. The simple question people ask is, what is the price of food in the market? Because for the common man, which is where most Nigerians work with or relate from, a good economy is an economy first where food is cheap. Every other thing is story. So when you are saying the economy is good, the common man is asking, is food cheaper or more expensive? And because of that, what did government do? Government then said, okay, since there are people have food but they are hoarding it, what we call agricultural storage. People are hoarding the food, they are hoarding and keeping in silos because they want to make bigger and higher profit margin should things become very, very expensive. What did they do sharply? They said they were going to import some farm produce, from outside Nigeria, right? One of the things imported is rice. Rice. I know for a truth that the rice that was to be imported was 1% of national consumption of Nigerians. 1%. But the whole rice was not going to come as one batch. It was supposed to come in phases, in batches. But guess the fun thing? What government brought in landed at WAF. It has not even been, it has been cleared, but it's still in the silos. It has not been cleared for distribution yet. But immediately some people heard the rumors. What happened? They started, look at the price of rice that is dropping. Is it for, it's still the local normal rice that you know that is dropping. Now, the reason they are wailing is because when the price was good-ish that they could have sold, they kept it back until government now said, okay, if you don't want to sell, we will bring our own and crash the price. So they are forced to sell right now because there is the panic of, if this should flood the market, we don't know what the price would be. Now, notice everything I'm trying to explain. It means there is a need to know the government so that when policies are being made or being discussed, there are conversations, you should be aware. You should not be the person hearing on the news, because your business should not be reactionary. You should not be running a business that you react to the news, you react to the issues, you react to what is happening per time, just because you do not have access to government to even be part of those consulted to say, this is what we want to do. That even if you are saying, okay, let us bring it in, you would have known, that way you would have probably sold off your own stuff so that you are still in the win. Because if your business will grow, you need, governmental support. Governmental support. There is another instrument. I'm going to take time to give you some examples of Greek organizations in Nigeria that you need to start reading about. Because again, people will be saying, no, maybe Farmer Sam, I think I've said before, people have said maybe Farmer Sam is doing blood money. That's why he's rich, or he's doing laundry. That's why they are making money in Agric. I am telling you, there are informations you don't have. That is why Lai Wasabi said that information la finfo, info la finfo. Your struggle is based on the level of information that you operate in. Do you know another good reason why people search for governmental support? Imagine tomorrow, just imagine, hi Blessing, Ogene Doruk, okay, good evening, ma. Imagine tomorrow there is a news that Dangote group of companies wants to shut down. What will be your response automatically? You realize that because they are a big company, your immediate response will be, this government is bad, they have killed this company, right? Even if the truth is behind the scene, there was a whole high level of mismanagement, wrongdoing and all of that, you will first blame the government. Even if you finally hear the truth of what happened, you still will believe government had a role to play, because you see them as a business that is too big to fail. Now, If for any reason a Dangote group of companies have those kind of issues that they need to shut down, the first thing government will ask themselves is, how many people are on the payroll of this company? What can we do to salvage this company? And the instrument the government uses for that in business is called QE, quantitative easing. Quantitative easing. Let me try and see if I can define it. Quantitative easing. So it's an unconventional monetary policy where a central bank creates new money to buy government bonds and other assets, injecting liquidity into the economy to lower interest rates and stimulate lending, investment, and growth. So quantitative easing is government at times uses this tool for companies. They will come to that company and say, oh, we want to buy bonds from you. Okay, so the bonds we are buying, they can say, okay, we are noticing that your problem is about maybe, just an example, a 500 billion naira issues is what you are having. If we can clear this 500 billion backlog, you are fine. Or yeah, create a bond, they buy it from your company, suddenly you have 500 billion naira available. So that in the future, when you now have money, you can go back to buy it back gradually. It can take you 10 years, 20 years, 50 years, 100 years. It is fine. You see, it's used during economic downturns to increase money supply when traditional interest rate cuts are insufficient. So, at times, government sits down and looks out, okay, people like Rector, you've ever been shouting, oh, interest rate is too much, interest rate is too much, interest rate is too much. What do you think government will do if they want to reduce interest rates? They will look for the major player companies. They will look for those guys that government can give financial support so that they are well liquid. That way, this would affect the interest rate of bank and make them reduce it. To make them reduce it. One day, I'm going to explain, take time and see if I can explain what informs interest rates set by the country. How it is an instrument of control of the economy. An instrument. So, as a business, you need to know who are the guys in charge. From your local government to your state to your councillor, because many a time you are trying to know the president. You are too bothered trying to know president. You are trying to know governor. But there are a lot of things that a common councillor will, okay, not common, a councillor will solve for you. There are a lot of things your local government chairman can speak on your behalf. Because every business operates within a local government. And there are organizations that you need to know, e.g., we'll be calling their name. There is an organization called Commercial Agriculture Credit Scheme. Commercial Agriculture Credit Scheme. Most people have not heard of them before. With these people, you can get loan of up to 100 million for your enterprise. Not CS, not a company, enterprise. All you just need to be, what do you need to qualify? You must have a registered commercial farm to qualify. You must be in agribusiness or a cooperative. Your total land size must be more than 5 hectares. You can only apply for a minimum of 100 million naira loan for the enterprise. Minimum or not maximum. You must have a viable business plan and a collateral, e.g. land charge. What is land charge? It means you got your land from the government, so you are paying rent to the government. And this thing is just at 9%. Because most people don't even know about these things. Because when you're like, oh, there is no money, do you even know who to meet? 9%. And then it covers things. You can buy equipment, you can buy input, you can go for expansion. Remember I said there are monies you use for expansion. Notice that they call this expansion because there is enough time. And there is an organization called ACGSF that covers your insurance up to 75%. They insure the money up to 75%, which means should anything go wrong, you are only obliged to pay back 25%. Should something go wrong. and they're able to do their verification and realize, oh, it was not your doing, that organization, and it is government given you, it's not you looking for them to, no, they're the ones that will bring them. That you can access through First Bank or even Zenith Bank. Another one is what we call National Agricultural Development Fund. National NADF, Agricultural Development Funds. For these people, you can get up to 500 million. Up to 500 million. Because now, you see, a lot of people will not tell you the truth. I'm telling you for free. Up to 500 million. And guess the fun part about them? You can even get grants from them. If your business is about teaching people technology adoption. Somebody is getting that. So, you can be the first farmer in your village saying, what we are trying to do is teach these farmers how to use drip tape. It's technology. How to use drip tape and use solar borehole. But in this community now, I have been able to train 200 farmers. But we don't have the funds to buy this drip tape and co. You can qualify for grants from NADF so that you have funding to do this for a whole community. You can get grants for market linkage. Market linkage. You can get grants for it. Oh, you are in Benue. You've realized a lot of mangoes are always getting spoiled, or oranges. But you have seen a good off-taker that wants to take, what's it called? Stuff in Lagos. Right now, what I want is, can I get funding to buy cold trucks so that I can be moving this mango from Benue to Lagos? They will come, they will do their independent studies, verify that truly this company exists, they actually have the capacity, because the reason they are funding you is what they are saving from going to waste. The economic impact of that is way more than how much they are giving you. So just imagine they gave you, like, let's say, just an example, 10 trucks to move things from Benue, okay, let's say Benue to Lagos, because it is far, let's say Benue to Abuja, or one of the two, that anywhere like 4, 5 hours or 6 hours journey. So they now give you the truck. Let's even assume each truck costs 50 M times 10, 500 M. But because of that, you are now able to gather about 500 young persons in Benue. You're able to gather like 500 young persons. Maybe you even took extra 100 million on top of the grant to buy small bazooki. So every day these guys are now going out, they are bringing all of these things, and because of that, you now put them on a payroll. You have probably paid them some salary. Everybody is now engaged. The company that you are sending it to, now they are able to make more flakes. And because of those more flakes that they are making, when it is glut season, they are able to export. So NADF will now sit down and do the math. Oh, for job employment, because of this 600 or 700 million that we will give this guy as a grant, he is going to create maybe minimum 300 jobs because of the drivers and everybody that in between. Oh, even in the company they are selling it to, these guys will be able to operate at full capacity and probably give us maybe 50 jobs. But beyond that, we have done analysis of the people they want to employ or the one they've employed. These people have 3 dependents on them, or 4. So the 300 plus the 50, or let's say 400 plus times 4 people on them, that is like 16 plus 400, 2,000 people. So with 700 million, we can empower 2,000 people easily. Okay, this is on one part. What are the indirect benefits that we never thought of? Oh, we can now get the local government to make the roads to these farms because there is a lot of activity, or even the state government, because remember that NADF is a federal government. We can get the states to say, do the road, and they are happy to do it. Or we can even discuss with the state government and say, let this man do the road as they are making money, but because they are doing the road, which is CSR, give them a bit of tax rebates. Give them maybe 6 months, 1 year, they will not pay tax, but they must have finished the road. Can you see the multiple ripple effects or impact of that simple 700 million? They can now say, oh, we now also realize because these people are exporting, now every week or every week, they are bringing in $50,000 or $100,000 into the economy. Because as we are exporting, that export is ensuring that our trade deficit, I don't know if we are still at trade deficit, is reduced. Do you see how they think around it? Then they say, oh, because of that, help this person, let's give them grant. But if you want loan, you can get loan. But I am saying there is a way you structure your business that NADF would convert your loan into a grant. Does that make sense? Another one is you have innovation that can aid food security. E.g., soilless farming that we started with, greenhouse farming that we were doing. Because when people are shouting now, go, I'm like, no, you don't understand how to position yourself to benefit from opportunities that has long existed. You've not understood it. If you had understood it, you would not be crying and shouting and screaming. Another organization is what we call Agricultural Credit Guarantee Scheme Fund, ACGSF. Agricultural Credit Guarantee Scheme Funds. Agricultural Credit Guarantee Scheme Fund. These are for farms in production, or you are a farm in processing, or you are a farm in storage. All you need for collateral is you should have agricultural land, or the equipment that you want to buy is the collateral for the loan through them. Then you see the beautiful thing, and you can get a loan of 50,000 to as much as ₦1 billion. From 50,000 to as much as ₦1 billion. So you see that when you are shouting, no, government, there is no funding from, there is no money. No. Because those who have understood how to access money from government are getting it. So when you are shouting, oh, there is no, and again, let me say this, somebody say, oh, Farmer has been bought over. These things have existed way before His Excellency President Tinubu came on board. So it's not like, oh, it is new. They have been there. Now you not know. Now you not go research. You can get between 50,000 and ₦1 billion. Your collateral is what? Either you have an agricultural farm, land, or the equipment you need to buy is the collateral. So you are into farm production, you can get the funds. You are into farm product processing, you can get the funds. You are into farm storage, you can get the funds. It is available. And the beautiful part about this agricultural credit guarantee scheme fund is beyond the fact that you can get it based on how you perform with the money that's the result on the field, you can get 40% interest rebate taken off. Meaning, let's say you borrowed ₦1 billion, because the interest rate you get to converse is a conversation. Let's even assume they said, oh, for interest you are paying 10%. It means that your 10% interest on ₦1 billion is how much? 100 million naira. If they come to as they are looking at your processes and they see, wow, this guy is really doing well, we can see what they are doing, we can see how they are doing it, it is really making sense, it is beautiful, they can write off 40 million of the interest, up to 40%, so that the only interest you are now paying is just 60 million on the 1 billion. It happens. Somebody is asking, are these funds accessible? Yes. If they were not accessible, I won't be telling you about it. That is why don't just go with today's class. Remember, I started the class from level 1. Because your business needs to have crossed these multiple levels before you can have conversations. The issue is you are aiming for a fund that you have not trained and built, and you have not trained, built, or qualified for. That is why you are getting a no every time. Next is the common one most people know, Anchors Borrowers Program. The Anchors Borrowers Program is a commercial farming acting as anchor must commit to Outgrowers Network. Let me explain what this means. I am a farm now, Soilless Farm Lab, right? I can now look for 100 farmers who are looking for loan. I've done this before, so I know. I have at least benefited from this multiple times. I will look for my farmers and say, okay, come. I need you people to increase what you do by 50% or 100%. How much do all of you need? Oh, you need 2 million, 2 million, 2 million. All of you together, you need 2 billion. Okay, wait. It's 2 billion naira you need. Wait. I now go to Anchor's borrowers program. They need to be sure that these farmers really farm for me. They will do their background check, which is supposed to be. Because the way they will get their money is because I am their anchor, not because of them. So they don't need to have collateral, they don't need to have anything. They just need to be part of a network of the anchor. So by the time we are borrowing that money, I am their referee. I am their guarantee. It is I who needs to meet the bank requirements, not them. Once the money is released, the funds comes to me, but the bank ensures that there is a system created where I fund everybody as agreed. One of the biggest beneficiaries, let me not call his name because I didn't tell him I was going to discuss his business outside, but he's in the north. He has, is it 200,000 or 300,000 farmers? And I can't remember how many, let me not give a wrong number. But they are in the thousands of farmers. There is another mommy I know very well that also have thousands of farmers. She only works with women. Only women. And they've assessed these funds. And this fund is not more than 9% interest rate. Not more than 9%. And you can borrow multiple times in cycles. Meaning, I can say, okay, I need 1 billion naira. I work with a tomato farmer. I come again, I need 1 billion naira for pepper farmers. 1 billion for onion. 1 billion for this. It's a cycle. So that money must be, because remember that the reason I am an anchor is the assumption is I am the off-taker of everything. So what the bank is concerned about is, do I have a market? Do I have the capacity to off-take all of these things? So, for example, we have processing facility. I am not telling the bank, okay, no, don't worry. We have sales that we have fresh markets that we can sell to. You'll be like, I say, okay, we also have export. Oh, in our export, we can sell fresh to this country. We are selling frozen to Canada. We are selling dehydrated to Europe. They're like, okay, this makes sense. What if the products are not good enough for these nations? What's the backup? Oh, don't worry. We also have processing. In processing, some of these products may not look aesthetically good, but they are healthy. I can move them to make another set of products. But if we check and they are not healthy, oh, we can use it for compost. See our composting site. We will now use them to make organic fertilizers and sell back. You see, once that is done, you access these funds easily. Because what people still do not understand is the banks are there, these cooperative or these organizations are there to give you money. But they can't give you because you cry, you need to qualify. Next, we have BOA, Bank of Agriculture. They just started one now. Can I remember what the name is? For women. Specifically for women. There is Bank of Agriculture has money for between 5 to 9%. They also provide occasional grants for women and youth-led farms. Yes. Most people don't know that. There is one, I can't remember the name. I'll try and search for it. I can't remember the name. That they are doing currently for females. Young females that own farms in the agricultural space. I think it's a grant, whether up to 5 million or so for those that can qualify. But the issue is a lot of people do not know about these things. There is another one called SMEDAN Agri-Business Development and Empowerment Program. SMEDAN. SMEDAN can give either grant or loan, and this grant or loan, their own cap is 50 million. Bank of Agri not get cap. If they believe it, they will fund it. SMEDAN's own is 50 million. That is the cap where they stop. And this money can be used for training. It can be used for market linkages. It can be used for sustainable tech adoption. Grant or loan, they decide what it will be. There is Nigeria's Farmers Soil Health Card Scheme. Soil Health Card Schemes. And these are for farmers where you are able to get subsidized testing for your farm. So there are still way more many organizations. So it doesn't look like, oh, they've paid this one out to come and tell us. They didn't pay me. Oh, nobody paid me. If they paid me, I will tell you, what if me low? And I will tell you, oh, because this person paid me, let me explain it this way. I am just saying there is what we call governmental funding, governmental backing, governmental support as the fourth level of wealth. Oh, I didn't write what we are discussing. My apologies. Wealth from zero. This is the final chapter. This is the final chapter, wealth from zero. So there are lots and lots of things you can benefit from the government. The reason you are struggling is you've not understood. You must know what are the eligibility criteria. Go and find out. Find out what is supposed to identify them. See, notice I mentioned different, they're supposed to pay me, Abi. Thank you, patience. There are different programs. You need to know which one do you align with best. Which one can I build my business to align with the best? Which one should I restructure my business so that when they come to check, I have the documentation and processes as they would want it to be. There are not the intermediates that you are meant to apply through. For some, you have to go through banks. It's not about you going yourself. The question is, do you even know the banks that are the intermediates? Do you know the organizations, the ADPs, the portals that are the intermediates? You don't even know. But you are just saying, oh, nobody is helping, this, blah, blah, blah. If need be, look for technical assistance, people that can guide you, that have gotten it. Ask them, oh, see what I'm trying to do. There are professional organizations, a few that I know, that is their full-time job. They help you get loan from government. They help you get grants. That is their full-time job. And they are good at it. That is one I can easily talk about, since he's my daddy. He won't be angry that I talk about it. Is that the Mene Blessing. They do that for organizations. There is Madam Adejoke Lasisi, Planet 3 Arrow. She has a program where she helps people to teach and prepare you so you can get funding. But people would not. I remember when the Mene Blessing started, he used to charge, I think, 20,000 or 30,000 to help you prepare your documents and all. I think now, if I'm not wrong, it's either 300 or 500,000 he's charging now. I can't remember how much, I might be wrong. Monitor and follow up. Application, see, most of these things that I mentioned, if you do it right, you should get your funding between 2 to 8 weeks. That I know for sure. Leverage state level support. Leverage state level support. Next, just for tips, know which ones are youth. Hey, Osa Raven, good evening. Know which ones are youth and women focused. Know which one are sustainability focused. E.g., do you know, have you heard of what they call the Green Money Project in Nigeria? That is in Nigeria, Green Money Project. And it is made for commercial farms run by young people between 18 and 35. Yesterday I was trying to explain, I have a reason for putting some age. 18 and 35, and they give special priority to women-led farms. Women-led farms. And it's a grant, it's not a loan, it's a grant. And you get between about $5,000 as grant. It's an ongoing thing, so it's not like, oh, they will announce next year. No. A can win today, you win tomorrow, another person wins next tomorrow, you're all winning. But people don't know. There is the sustainability incentives, meaning you are doing something that gives you sustainability, that is climate smart. NADF and ADEP have reward for farms like that. You have not been getting any reward. You are just planting trees. Your farm have tree, have this. Oh, make ₦1 one day. Your farm have solar pump, solar this, solar that. Hey, Balkis, good evening, man. But for once, no organization has paid you for it because you don't know how it works. Is it that there are no hurdles? There might be hurdles. There is bureaucracy. There could be collateral demands. There could be delays. Which is why, you see, this is why you need to have a commercial account, so that if, for example, you bank with Sterling, you bank with Zenith, you bank with Access, you bank with Wema, let me call people that I've worked with that I know that, yes, when they are the ones that will take you through the hurdle. If it gets to the point where one organ somewhere is doing anyhow, governmental support, Ekaro chairman, well done, sir. This. Somebody at ministry is doing this. Will be like, don't worry, we know who to talk to. Because they cannot be local government chairman without having access to the governor. Could they work? Womash meeting now. So he knows them. So they can bring up your case because it helps. So there are the Tony Elemelu Foundation, so a lot of private grants also available. So I hope some people learned from this that the final level of funding or support you can get in your path to wealth is governmental. And it is really, really important. Notice I'm not talking about them giving you contracts. Is that there is a system they operate in that you can get funding tikoni fun ilorun. That you can get funding that doesn't choke. So hopefully by tomorrow, what I will do is I will try to make it a post where I put a link to all the videos, part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. So you can go and watch part 1, watch part 2, watch part 3, watch part 4, so that you can now start asking yourself, if I am not having funds in my business, how do I now leverage all of these steps? You are also able to tell yourself, where am I on this pathway? Am I in level 1? Am I in level 2? Or am I in level 3? And so on and so forth. There is no shame. We all started somewhere. Thank you, Jenny Callas, for joining today for the first time. And it's good to know you learned something. Thank you for the feedback. Thank you for the feedback. So I'll put the video, I'll try and download it and then I put it on YouTube so that I'll then put the link so that people can just click, go and watch, click, go and watch, click, go and watch. That way, you're able to even listen at your own pace. Good evening, sir, Mr. Funshaw. Good evening, sir. What I will do is, like I said, I'll put a post out tomorrow morning by God's grace. What I'm saying, because I'm on the farm and you know that our network is not like top notch. So might take a while to finish downloading, then take a while to finish uploading. But if I can get everything done, so yes, why not? Thank you. Yes, I'll put the video out tomorrow. I'll put the links to the 4 videos so that everybody, you can see number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. So that you realize that growing money, growing wealth is not janja. It's a system. So if you have followed all my conversation, all I have been talking about is how to get money. Is how to raise money. If your business is using online banking like MoneyPoint and OPay, find another real commercial bank to put those money in. That's so that you're able to qualify. Those ones are referred to as fintech, financial technology. So let me not go into that, it's a different conversation, but you need to now, so you can use that for easy access, but move it to another one. So what I have been talking about, if you have listened well, is if you have followed on my conversation, you would notice that my conversation has been more of how to make money, how to create money, how to make money, and all of that. But if I can, by tomorrow, I will now start discussing how to convert those riches to wealth. How to convert those riches, thank you, promise, to wealth. Because you see, rich is not enough. You need to be wealthy. If I can, tomorrow by 9 p.m., I will come on live to now explain how do we take our riches from riches to wealth. Because right now, all I have been teaching is you are getting riches. I've taught us what kind of assets to get and all of that. Do you think aeroponics and hydroponics can survive longer in Nigeria? Yes. So somebody is asking, in my experience, do I think aeroponics and hydroponics technology can survive longer in Nigeria? So I love that question. You must understand that technology is an enabler, not a solution. Technology is an enabler, not a solution. Because I wanted to say yes and no, but I realized it's better I put in context. Now, if you look at the aeroponics, or let me start with hydroponics. If you look at the hydroponics practiced in the UK, in the US, these are the ones where they do pure indoor farming. They use water as their medium and all of that, which is beautiful, right? But you see, the issue is, which you need to ask yourself is, if I want to run this in Nigeria, why is it that they are putting in LED lights and all of that in their country? The reason is because they do not have enough sunlight, so they need to generate. Now, if in Nigeria I am replicating the same thing, automatically I am wasting money, because you need to also put in mind we do not have a differentiated market for hydroponics or aeroponics products. Does that make sense? Meaning, I need to understand my terrain to know how to acclimatize the principles of the technology to the reality of where I operate. If you come to our farms, for example, you would notice I am not using water medium to grow plants. I am using shaft of rice, shaft of coconut. These things are supposed to be a waste. But I am still getting the results. Because the essence of going for that kind of medium is because you want something that is not soil, that doesn't have disease pathogens in it, one. Two, you want something where you can increase the aeration so that the root hairs can come out well, and as the plant breathes faster and better, it grows better and faster. Does that make any sense? Now, if you live in a place like Bonny Island, if you know Bonny Island is somewhere in Rivers of Bayelsa now, one of those two states, you realize that in Bonny Island, this guy has 24 hours light. Which means if I happen to live in such environment, aeroponics can be a plus and survive, because I am not spending money on light. E.g., if you are a student of Igbinedion University, Igbinedion University is one of the few universities in Nigeria where they have 24 hours light. 24 hours light. So, with that, what it simply means is, just a minute. So, what it simply means is, in such places, I can use that technology that requires so much light and still be profitable. Now, if you come to our farm, you will notice that, a lot of tanks are put up so that I can feed by irrigation. I just pump water to those tanks that are placed up. So people will be like, why are you putting the tanks up? No. Because I need to pump water from the borehole out, I maximize that time, at the same time pump water to those tanks, so that any time of the day that I need to feed, I am not depending on electricity. I just open and feed because the water is already in the tank as a reservoir. And because I am planting in a substrate of cocoa peat and rice hulls, even if the reservoir is hot, as the water gets to the substrate, inside the substrate is cool. So, can it work? Yes, but it cannot be copy and paste. It is understanding the principles of the technology and how to apply it based on the reality of where you operate from. The error a lot of people make is, you are trying to copy and paste a technology that its functionality is not needed here the way it is needed here. Hope that makes sense. Can someone who is above EYA age limit willing to pay for program be accepted? No, you can't be accepted for EYA from ABEL, but there are other trainings you can apply for that are paid. There are other trainings you can apply for that are paid trainings. Hope that answers your question. Any other question? Any other question? Okay, thank you everyone for joining. I don't think there are any questions anymore. It's already 10 p.m. Let me allow people go and rest. If I can, tomorrow I'll be on live by 9, and I would be able to discuss how to now convert those riches to wealth. How to convert the riches to wealth. How can a small farmer access the funds and resources? I just explained that. Salamat. Go and watch by tomorrow. Wait and see the breakdown of the 4 videos. Go and watch all of the videos. There is a level you need to get to. There is a reason why governmental backing is number 4 in the road to wealth. I did not put it as number 1. I did not put it as number 2. I put it as number 4 for a reason, not number 1. So go and check what I talked. Go and watch what I listen to everything I taught. You would see why it is number 4. Most favored. Good evening, sir. Is that Uncle Sam? I can't see the face well. Do you do any one-on-one training for someone that is trying to start up the agriculture business? That is, if you are talking about doing one-on-one, that's going to be expensive. Unless you're talking about, what is it called? Unless you're talking about, what's that thing called now? Consultation. Because if you are doing one-on-one training, those who knows that I charge 500k per hour for consultation. So imagine you needing 8 hours class. You understand? It will become so expensive. So, except if you're talking about, we have one-on-one trainings that we do, just apply through our website, you will see the different options. Mentoring, no, I think I've explained that in the past. I cannot mentor who I don't know. Mentorship is about me understanding and knowing you so that I know how to guide you to where you need to be. Mentorship is different from role modeling. What other trainings can one pay for? Check our website. Check our website. Check our website. Use laptop. If you use a computer to open it, you might not see the website clearly. I know we said we want to work on that. You might not be able to get through the website easily. That's why I said tomorrow, Mr. David Sounds, by tomorrow, I am going to make a post. When I make the post, go on YouTube now, rewatch it by yourself gradually, step by step, and pause, write out the names. If you go on our website, you will see there is a part called training. Under training, you will see 2 options, work, learn, and earn, which is free, and bootcamp, which is paid. So just click on the bootcamp option. You will see we have 4 trainings there: the beginners class, we have the intermediate class, we have the advanced class, and we have the investors class. So you will see everything there, the different types. And the good thing is, any of the classes that you are choosing, you will actually see the curriculum of what you will learn. So you can just download and check the curriculum and see, does this curriculum meet what I am yearning for? I think it's only the investors class. I'm not sure which of them that you're able, either investors and advanced, you're able to choose the ones you want. Hope that answers the question. Thank you everyone for joining. I don't know if there's any other question. Except any other question, any other question, any other question. I think I've answered that. So hopefully by tomorrow I will try and see if I can put out everything as a single tweet. Then on that tweet or post, I will have the links to all the 4 videos. I don't know why I would have said I should wait till I finish tomorrow's class, so that you have links to 5 videos. I don't know. What do we think? Should I just finish the 5th part of how to convert riches to wealth? The only issue, like I said, is that I should just do the 5th one at a go, not today, like tomorrow, before we now convert do a post. Hey, Mr. Jao, good evening, sir. Mr. Emmanuel, good evening, sir. So maybe, okay, what we will do is maybe tomorrow, I will not make the post tomorrow. I will make the post on Saturday. I will try my very best, move things around, so that by 9 p.m. tomorrow, I will be here. Then I will discuss how to convert riches to wealth, because rich does not mean wealthy. So I will converse how do you move riches to wealth. And once we have discussed that, that would allow us now to say, okay, I won't discuss riches to wealth, so that by the time I am, what's the word? By the time I am, Baba's daughter, Bison, I am, what's what I'm looking for? Putting the post on Saturday, it will be a conglomerate of everything already done. That way you can just watch from poverty, how you grow gradually step by step to make riches, and then how you now start converting those riches to wealth. How you start converting those riches to wealth. Okay, thank you everyone for joining. See you tomorrow, by God's grace, by 9 p.m. So you can tell your friends, colleagues to join us by 9. I'm on 3 platforms at the same time when I'm teaching. You can either choose to join on TikTok, on Instagram, or on Facebook. This time around I didn't put Twitter, but when this whole series is done and I'm starting on that series, I'll probably go on Twitter alone and do that. So I usually switch the platforms for every series. Okay, thank you and good night.